I like it for the radio show. That's like bang. It's like
Yeah.
right. It's that beat.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's still morning.
It is. The birds have been singing all morning.
We got a little bit nice light.
Nice breeze outside.
Yes.
Lovely day.
So, it is a lovely day. Not that it really matters because people won't care one way or another, but this is the second consecutive day where we've been recording, right? I don't know. I think one of the things I want to talk about is it's funny enough, but like, what do we do with our downtime?
Yeah.
What do we do with our downtime, right?
Mhm.
So, I'm not going to say so far above and beyond. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say I'm so, you could say on my little path or whatever we want to call it, right? That whatever has transpired over this last month or two, right? Whatever I've experienced, whatever you've experienced, whatever, the states, the United States and the people have experienced, whatever the world has experienced, it didn't put much of a hiccup in my actual life.
Right.
Right? So whatever my life was doing, it is, right? I have continued to do what I have been doing. Most people couldn't say that, I don't think. They would say, this is throwing our country into a tailspin and our family is having trouble and it's been perhaps ridiculous or challenging, And of course, every day has its own challenges. But for some reason, the challenges that others contend with, I would say, are mostly unnecessary. That sounds harsh almost, What do you mean these challenges are unnecessary, right? I just think that if people pay more attention to their people or to their whatever their family might look like, whatever the core of their little life looks like, I'm pretty sure you can dip under or subvert or go around like so much. I'll just call it falsehoods or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, a day or two ago, neither one of us was quite sure what day it was.
Yes.
Right? And then it was like, oh wait, what do we gotta do? Right? Oh, it's a trash day, but it was trash day, right? Okay, trash day. We weren't sure, but then as trash day was coming, right?
Yes.
So all that really means is, we weren't paying attention to the date because why bother, right? And then an important thing that might have gone missed was the trash. But really, you just go take the trash out and then you've done it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're not going to be sitting around with a week's worth of last week's trash and everything's fine, But I think some people take all their cues primarily from the outside. From
I for sure think that. I think they they live in the world and compare themselves with the world and what everybody else is doing and what everybody else is thinking.
See, I spent 10 minutes and you spent 10 words saying the exact same thing. They're in the world and they're of the world and they're comparing themselves to the world and they're caught up with the world.
Yeah.
And so, that means if someone comes around and there's this big blanketed message of, fear and loathing and, be nervous and be scared and, back away from your loved ones and hide behind a mask and all that type of stuff? Really? You know what I mean?
I
think. Well, yeah.
I haven't.
please, like.
Well, I don't know if we're talking about the current situation, which I just refuse to even talk about because it's absolute nonsense.
Yeah,
or if we're talking about in general. We're talking about the current thing, the fact that people were, whether it was for show or not, I have to imagine it was for show. First of all. So you're making a big nonsense show, everybody knows you're for a show. But people were literally in their own homes with their spouses saying, we're not getting closer than 6 feet. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You live in a home with your husband and you're not getting closer than 6 feet from your husband. I can't believe that's true. I find it very hard to understand that you...
And yet...
And I don't want to insult people's intelligence because I know it's based off of fear, but...
It's not because it's not intelligence.
Because I just don't like pointing it out. But that is how I feel. I feel like that's such
you would not
deliberate ignorance.
Yes.
Just like I don't even understand how to describe it. It doesn't make sense to me.
You would not allow a child.
It's like the government saying, "Hold your child underwater, just keep him under."
Oh, that's gonna handle
who
it.
Who would really do that?
Yeah.
Who would put their baby underwater and just hold him underwater?
I'm not afraid to call things what they are. And I'm also not afraid to insult people's intelligence because that's called just bringing things to light. And if you were unintelligent or uninformed about a certain thing, well, there's no personal offense that needs to be taken, right? It's more like you could just not do those things and see, the truth of things instead of literally giving up.
But it's like, putting a normalcy tag on crazy, and then people hopping on the bandwagon and go, "Look at me, I'm participating."
I'm down with the stupid.
Yikes. Yes.
Down with the sickness. I'm not down with the sickness. Get out of here.
Yes.
That's a good song, but no, that's not a lifestyle choice.
Well, for some, but that's why I worry because
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
It just makes me sad.
That's true.
Wow.
Yes. See?
Who raised you? What happened to
you? Who raised you? Now we're getting on people's moms.
Moms? Because from being a mom, heck yeah, I'll always jump on someone's mom.
All right.
Your mom's issues.
Okay, so you're
sure.
Not, see, I don't latch out on people's moms like that.
I
see all of it. I'm probably more nice to the moms. You might be a little more nice to the dads. You know what I mean?
Probably,
maybe.
I would think so. Yes.
Everybody got their problems.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
So, I suppose, it's more beneficial, one would imagine, right? To speak plainly about things and just, look at them for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like most people don't want to do that. They're afraid to do that because they would be then faced with, making what might seem like critical in life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Life.
I'm a person like that, actually. I don't know if it's from trauma that I had in my life or what, but when a big decision like that comes, I used to really hop into action. I was the one who didn't. Like, I had a family member that would, we'd lose a kid at the mall, and she would just start screaming at the top of her lungs hysterically. She couldn't function.
She couldn't pull it together.
She couldn't function. Like we were talking about, some people, need to be slapped, not to hurt them. Like they literally, like that was her
hysteria.
She would be so hysterical.
Yeah,
she was almost I don't want to say a danger because she wasn't, but like,
but you are a danger.
If she had gone one more step further, she probably would have been a danger to her and everybody around her. Like, she could not function, and that was always the moment that I really kicked into.
You could shine.
Yeah,
you're like, hi, I'm not panicked.
We figured it out and found it quick and like delegated and things got done. But after things have happened to me, I get frozen. Now a little bit when there's an emergency situation, especially when I have good, kind people that I trust around me.
Oh, you're more
nervous.
I
freeze, and I just
Oh no.
let them like take over because I can't. If nobody's
Oh.
there, I have no choice. I have to act,
Oh,
but I don't
yes.
feel confident or safe or comfortable in it. I feel like I got to do
Oh,
it,
see?
so I'm doing it. But
Yeah.
you know, fingers crossed. Like I hope this was the right decision.
So let me I want to say something about this
Yeah.
real quick, because here you are. I would say you are slow to panic and slow to fret. You know, especially over nonsense. You're not unaware. You're not dull or dim or isolated in any kind of way where you'd be unaware, right? Some of us, we don't put our heads in the news and, you know, current events on a regular basis, right? People might consider us like, oh, they're just silly hippies, or they're just, you know, no, we're not avoiding things, people, not by a long shot,
No,
but thanks for that, right? But it is not only foolish and perhaps ill-advised, but it's it can be very unhealthy and dangerous to lose your marbles, to succumb to hysteria, right? Yeah. Especially when, you know, no matter what grade you graduated from or what language you speak, most of us can discern, you know, we can call it anything. This is the special room, so I'll call it like hullabaloo, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, thank
you.
you.
Right? Nah, we're not buying into that, you know? So for example, right? We've been bombarded. We've been inundated with, you could say, just information, you know, if you've paid attention to what's been thrown heavily in our direction. Okay. Why wouldn't one's ears perk up? What? You know, there is a, you know, I don't even want to say the words that people use because they're just so boring, you know what I mean? Like, oh, there's an illness that's flying around, and we do not know, you know, the providence of this nefarious. No, you know what? If you gotta hit me over the head with the same story every day for weeks and months, already I'm like, that story is tired. Not that just that it's tired, but that it doesn't have legs. That's what you call it. Meaning, what is this really? You're trying to convince me of something? You're trying to sell me an idea? You're trying to, you know, rattle my nerves until I'm so frazzled I can't stand up straight in the mall, you know what I mean? What is it? And if it's not real, if you can detect with your spidey senses, or your motherly senses, or your, hi, I'm a dude and I'm not utterly oblivious, you wouldn't succumb and buy into so easily things that are false in nature. You know? I recently had a friend say, you know, it was funny too. I won't say the exact words, but just paraphrasing. She was like, you know, well, you have a disdain for people. Right? And I'm like, hold on. You know what I mean? That's not true. I like people. I talk to people all the time. You know, talk to homeless veterans in wheelchairs. I talk to just all
don't tolerate nonsense.
Yeah, just that part. Yeah. You know.
And people like to say things like that when their agenda or show or thing is not getting to where they want it to go. When it's not passing, when it's not being accepted, then they'll start rejecting you. The flaw must be in you.
I don't want this to go on too long, and neither one of us like talking necessarily about current events, which are largely forced and mostly detrimental to human life. But watch. Yes, I'm not interested in falsehoods. In fact, until all the falsehoods are gone, I'm still here kicking, like making noise. You know. If we're in an airplane and the general wisdom regarding an airplane is that if it's going down, it's a ship, any vessel, right? If you're old and wise and smart and stable and are grown up enough to sit by the door, you know, that's good. That means you can help people, you know. If there's turbulence, you can say, I don't know, it's just turbulence, you know. Have another shot of whiskey or whatever, right? Or some milk or whatever they got, you know. But you make sure that you're breathing and you're chilling. You make sure that you're breathing and you're chilling when something like, you could say, an emergency or, you know, if there's a cause for concern, you know. You don't necessarily want to default to panic and heightened, you know,
Hysteria.
Yeah, tears, you've already gone too far. You're not going to be able to do too much with the tears in your eyes and the mascara, Or if you're a dude, same, you know what I mean? Oh, no, what am I going to... No, that's not really going to cut it, you know what I mean? You make sure you're breathing, and then you make sure all your little people around you have the little masks, right? And then if it's real crazy, you give the kid the snack, the gummy bears, and
yes.
Right? You don't just blindly say, oh no, Captain says we are going down. Now it's time to, what do we do when we think the end is near? When the end is near, I'm like, that's not really the end. It's just some nonsense. That's me. Because I've seen all the things square in the eye. That's how I feel. But if you don't do that, if you just panic, you're not any use to anybody. You're not any use to yourself. You're not doing anybody any favors. You're not helping your fellow man. You're not acknowledging the actual truth, which is, check it out. You got a plane, it's flying, and you're breathing, and there's probably hot food in the, what's it called? The galley.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you're on your way to a beautiful place. You have food in the air that's going to be served to you, and you're just sitting in a chair doing nothing. You know what I mean? Getting worried about stuff. There's no good reason to be afraid of something you can't see. And there's not even reason to be scared of something you can't see. Why would you be scared? If it's not directly in your face, what are you worried about? If it's not...
You know the answer, right?
No, I don't think I am. I think it's like, that's like a...
Okay, so it's from having fear and trauma. So when you have fear and trauma, something that's happened to you, now you're not balanced, you're not regular, you're not set.
Yeah.
So you're already at a disadvantage. So when something else comes scary, you haven't recovered from the last thing. Yeah, and so it's just something else and you can't handle it. It's too much. So that's why, because they're off balance.
Okay, so thank you for saying that, right? Now, again, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody.
No,
but you don't
have the same thing, so you don't understand why. Yeah.
But this is cool because we all of us, right? You're not afraid of very much.
No.
Me either. But like, if I see like a bug that doesn't look, if I see a bug that casts too big of a shadow, I'm like, that's, I'll make an effort to gently, right, escort the bug outside. If it's a little, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna miss that bug. Trust me. Me and the bug had an agreement before the bug got here. I was bigger, it was smaller, it flew in my ear, and now it's gone, But, we all have, a threshold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not a threshold to pain, not a threshold to sanity, but like a threshold to how much more can this poor little
I feel like it's
human
a breaking
endure.
point.
It's
a breaking point.
So now look at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now if you look at it like that, we're talking about things almost from two separate spectrums. Like, hi, I'm cool, and I'm a cool cucumber, and you're cool too, but
I'm just aware of trauma and stuff.
Yeah,
like
trauma.
That, yeah. And it's a control tactic. So if I break you, if I put so much stress on you that you can't handle it, once you break, I'm now in control of you. You're not in a position to be that tough,
whatever you are
person. So now you're at my mercy. You don't know I am the slapper.
Mm-hmm.
You're the hysterical person.
Look at this, yes.
And so that's how you get control over people. You break them, you get them into that point, and then now I'm in charge.
They got you where they want you.
Yeah, and so they're like, you can't think straight, you're scared, you can't, you're in shock or whatever else. And so when I say, come over here to the left, come over here to the right,
you're like, okay.
You're just going to blindly follow because you feel like somebody's helping you. You don't even understand that's the person that broke you.
Even though I'm well aware of sort of controlling tactics that people use.
It's gross.
It's super gross, but no, I don't think anybody could have said it more eloquently than that.
Thank you.
Really, really.
I just see it that clearly.
Yeah, but see, that's super valuable. You know what I mean? Some things I can just drill down, like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Next, But look at that.
That's what I think that's why it does take a family or a group or a team or whatever, because you have.
This is why we wake up early,
strong.
kids. We wake up early and do things we don't want to do sometimes, like wake up early, right?
Sure.
And eat toast and get our coffee together so we can get to little golden nuggets like this, right? We literally just like laid out again, right? I'm giving us props right now. laid out the sort of modus operandi, or however you say that, the mode of operation for this, this, I'll call it shiesty little game that they're running, right? They lean on you. They already know you're traumatized. They increase the frequency of the leaning and the trauma, and the I call it disinformation. Disinformation is not news. News is like, here's something that you might want to be aware of because it has some legitimate bearing on perhaps your life or your awareness of things. But when all of the, you could say, news or the information you're getting is false, let's try not to panic. Let's pretend that we do have an awareness of more than just our immediate 6 feet and how important that 6 feet is to our health, right? No, you need to get close to people. There's no pandemic, and there's no tsunami, and there's no lava flow, there's no plague of locusts that's going to stop me from being like, what's up? I need some sugar for my coffee. Can I borrow some? Or, hey, you looking good today. What's up? I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to get close. You know what I mean? Or, let's go take a break from our, weeks and months and lifetimes of working hard, and let's kick it and share a meal. Or, nobody's going to stop me from any of that ever. And no basket of lies and, army of liars, right, are going to convince me something else. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. The birds are out there. The birds are out there.
They are. They've been singing all morning.
If I sneeze, that is called a sneeze, folks. A sneeze usually is indicative of some kind of irritant somewhere in your nasal something. Yep. And then you go, achoo. And then someone goes, bless you. And you're like, thanks a lot. I'll make it through the day. It doesn't require more than that. Kindness, compassion, keep it together. You gonna be okay.